we go. Hello, everybody. It's
Hello.
me, Laila Melodie, and look who I am joined by today. The beautiful, talented, lovely Marina La Torraca. Did I say it right?
Thank you. You did it. Wow, you did a great job.
Thank you. I've been practicing all morning. Thank
Oh,
you. So today, the lovely Marina is joining us here on FMM. She has been involved in many successful projects over the course of her career, including fronting the modern metalcore band Phantom Elite, and she is a vital member of the vocal supergroup Exit Eden. From soaring operatic vocals to devilish fry screams and bone-crushing growls, Marina has every vocal style completely covered. A goddess of the microphone, Brazilian badass, fearless femme fatale, Marina La Torraca. Welcome to Fuck, Marry Music, my friend.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. I love that intro. It was very ego massaging.
I love that. That's what I wanted.
love that.
We're here to massage your ego today, okay?
Thank
So
you.
get lubed up, honestly.
Okay.
Okay, so of course, well, let's say hi to everybody first before I get into the questions. I want to thank your lovely community from Patreon who have been following me all week. Actually, Dr. Death stopped into my stream yesterday.
Me all week. Sorry?
It's okay.
That was me.
It's okay. Dr. Death popped in yesterday to scope out the scene. I didn't know what he was talking about. He was like, hey, I'm here checking out what's going on around here. And I was like, why? Am I in trouble? He was like, no, for Marina. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Of course, I know that probably a lot of your community is very familiar with your background. I have been doing my research as well, but just to set the stage for some people that might be here who are new to who you are, I wanted to start with just some basic, simple, easy questions.
Yes.
Where are you from and where have you lived? And where are you living now?
Where have I lived? That's a
I
good
know.
question.
I know.
Yeah, so let's start with the easy one because that's the one I know.
Okay.
So I'm from Brazil.
Got that one right.
Yes, I am from São Paulo, Brazil, to be more specific. And what was the next question? Where I've lived before. Actually, only Brazil. And no, that's a lie. I lived for a very short period of time in New York.
Ooh, fancy girl.
Very fancy. I mean, it was not fancy at all where I lived. It was like a student dorm in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was literally the only affordable thing. And that was already so long ago. I cannot even imagine how much that costs nowadays.
Right.
Right. It should be affordable.
Right.
For, people like normal people.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I lived there for a little bit where I studied musical theater for a very short period of a few months.
Okay.
Because I into a school there and got a little bit of a scholarship thing going on, and then for a summer course. But it was great because I learned a fuck ton. Sorry, I don't know if I should curse in your
The show's called Fuck, Marry Music, so I think
that's true. Yes. Yes, so fuck is not allowed.
It's encouraged.
It's encouraged, not only allowed, but also encouraged. Okay, and I lived there, and I've lived here in Germany for already 14 years also.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well traveled, and you look so young. I don't know where these years are coming from.
I started early, let's just say it.
How young were you when you left Brazil?
Yeah, it's fine. I was 25.
Okay.
So now if you're smart, you will, add it in your head, and then you know how old I am.
I'm a musician. I can only count to 4, so don't worry. 3 and 4. That's it. That's where it stops for me. So. Okay, so you lived in Brazil, you lived in New York, and now you live in Germany.
Yes.
And
I've worked at a cruise ship. This is the secret no one knows.
Oh.
I think the same one that Steve O from Jackass.
Oh.
and he got fired from like doing a stunt or something like that. That's the legend, you know, like
All
that's what
right.
people say in the ship. Everybody says, "Oh, Steve-O used to work here," you know. And but
Right.
he got fired because like he did a stunt in the pool or something like that. And
So
I'm not so sure that's true.
did
I wouldn't.
so you weren't there at the same time as him, obviously.
No, no, no.
That would be
Unfortunately,
so
that would have
cool.
been so cool. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you worked as a musician, so you were one of those bands that plays like,
No,
oh, what did you do?
actually not. I was in the entertainment crew. So that
Ah.
means I actually worked like
Mm,
16 hours a day and very little day offs. And it was brutal. It was really brutal.
mm-hmm.
It was a mess.
I
It
believe
was
it.
a true mess. Yes, it's exactly what you imagine. That's
Yeah.
cruise ship life. It's just
Ugh. How long did you do that?
oh, yeah, though I didn't last long. My contract was for 7 months, and I didn't even manage that. It was barely a bit more than that, so 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gorlock just thank you, Gorlock, for the prime sub. Still 25 and the best teacher, huh? Guess that wisdom comes with great taste in music and streamers.
Hey,
Wow.
wow.
Wow. Thank you so much, Gorlock.
Okay.
Okay, so you were 25 when you left Brazil. So you spent a decent amount of time there. So that is where your
Yeah.
music career got started.
Well, career, when I wasn't there, I didn't do a lot of professional stuff, but I did start with bands when I was 15, so I
Okay.
did start very young.
So I'm curious about even like earlier than that. This is where my musician brain goes, is how did we get from just casually listening to music to I want to make this my career? I know from reading some articles about you that Iron Maiden was a big part of that journey for you. But what I
Yeah.
want to know is, did you have a family member or close friend who introduced you to music listening before you found your passion for being a music writer? And what was that path like?
So, absolutely not. I did not have a family member that like my families are as not musical as they come. And same for grandparents, uncles, aunts. Like no one had anything to do with music actually. And I think I only got very interested in making music. It had never crossed my mind until my teenage years.
Mm,
So when I was a little kid, I loved performing. I danced a lot and I loved just being on stage. But I had never connected that with the actual singing or playing an instrument or anything. I thought just like never really thought of music as a possibility, you know?
right.
Never did that. No one ever told me to do it. I did love singing Celine Dion when I was like a little baby or like a toddler. So I do have like videos of me singing, you know?
I love that. So, what
So,
was like your earliest experience you can remember listening to a song and you were like, "Oh, I want to listen to more of that."
okay, so if it's just listening,
Hmm.
that like something that got like under my veins. I do remember when I was a kid, like I don't know, I was 10, 11 or something like that. And I was doing dance lessons. So, and then we had to do like, I don't know, like a end of the year presentation, you know, that you dance for your parents basically. And the song that the teacher chose was Gangster's Paradise. So
Nice.
that was the first one that really I was like, oh, that's getting to me. That's doing something to me. I even danced like with even more, you know, like
Wait, that's awesome. So, like all the parts of it, like the singing,
all of
the
it,
oh
you
my
know,
God.
everything. Like the beginning, bum, 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 bum. And I was like, oh, this is like, I don't know, it's intense and aggressive and like I loved it.
That's
Dramatic.
awesome. So, were you then like into hip hop, or was it the musical
Funny.
part of it?
That was just I don't know, something about it. I was like, oh, this is the emotion that you can get through music as well.
Right.
I think it was already kind of a pre, how do you say that? Like a warning, you know, of like
Mm-hmm.
you might enjoy that in the future. You don't
Foreshadowing.
Yes, a foreshadow, exactly.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, so against all odds, with no family member to guide you, you're
No,
just whatever,
exactly.
8 years old, bumping Gangster's Paradise, and you're
Yes,
like,
loved it.
this is the
Yes,
best.
this is the best. And of course, I liked what every other girl liked. I liked Spice Girls. I liked Hanson. I was a
Yes.
fan. Yeah, yeah,
Ba-ba-dip-a-dap-ba-doo-ba. Dip-a-dap-ba.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. That's the Hanson I loved. And what else? Well, then, when I was a teenager, I started rebelling a little bit. And then there was a neighbor of mine, and he started showing me, well, rock music in general. He played guitar. He started teaching me guitar. And I was just listening to actually some punk rock stuff with him. And yeah, and then that, like, through him and another brother that he had, I started listening to Iron Maiden, and that really caught me. And he was like, no, punk rock, you can listen to punk rock. Metal is stupid. And I was like, no, metal is really cool. I love it. He's like, no, it's silly.
The fight between punk and metal was real.
Was real, yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I have a picture painted, little Brazilian Marina bumping Gangster's Paradise, getting involved in some punk rock, and then the evil metal overlords came and grabbed you by the arm and ripped you from the grip of the punk rock.
Yes.
With Iron Maiden, dangling the Iron Maiden carrot.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
So did you start with vocals? Did you always know you were going to be a vocalist?
Nope. As I said, I started learning guitar with my neighbor.
That's right.
And it was super hard. It was just too hard.
Right.
It was really hard. And I had a hard time, but I learned like the chords and stuff and some power chords. And I was like, okay, this is going a bit slow. I tried learning drums as well. That didn't go very far. I do know how to spin a pen. Wait. Hey.
Oh! Wait! You make it look so easy. How do you do that?
Many years.
Oh my god.
So
she's a drummer.
I can just pretend like I am, at least. Spin it in the air. And
you're gonna have to teach me that. Oh my god. Okay, she's a guitar player. She's a drummer. She's not a vocalist yet.
I do not know how to play anything. So me and my best friend in high school, we wanted to get a band together, and like the drumming was like horrible. My parents were like, hell no, like no.
Right.
I lived in a very tiny apartment in the middle of São Paulo. Like they were like, no way. So I gave up, went back to the guitar, and my friend played the bass. And we wanted to play like really easy stuff. So like Ramones and Blink-182.
Oh yeah, girl.
And maybe some Guns N' Roses. We were kind of leaning, into that. And then I found out it was just taking too long. I was like, this is going so slow. And we needed someone to sing. I was like, I'm just going to try to sing. Let's just try. Let's just see what happens. And then I really do remember putting on like an Iron Maiden CD and trying to sing along. And I was like, is it me or does this actually work? Is it me or does this sound good? I was singing along, so I was like, maybe I'm just fooling myself, that right. I'm doing. So I came to my friend, I was like, listen, I'm going to sing with the CD. You tell me if you think that's good. And she was like, yeah, that's okay. I think that's all right.
I think it's all right. You're like, no, you're supposed to be blown away at my skill and natural ability.
Natural. Yeah. And then, then of course our band never worked. Our school band never went anywhere. But I did not give up on singing since then. I was like, right away, I need a band. I want this. And I want to try to sing. So I looked for like auditions online and stuff like that for cover bands. And I found an Iron Maiden band.
Whoa.
In
Brazil.
Yes. Yes, in São Paulo.
Whoa!
Of course, it's huge. Iron Maiden is huge in Brazil. Huge.
Wow.
So yeah, I joined them. I went to like the rehearsal. My mom was like, what is she doing? She was like, how did she get this idea from? Like, what is that for an idea? Now she wants to sing. I do have ADHD, so I've had many ideas throughout my life that I'm like, now I'm gonna stick to pottery, or and like that never.
Right.
My mom was kind of used to this. She was like, since this is one of her ideas, like let's just go along with it.
Wow.
And she was also surprised because she was listening to it outside of the rehearsal room. She was like, oh, that actually sounds pretty good.
Wow, from the mom too?
From the mom.
No
yeah.
way.
Yeah, so that band never went anywhere, but right after that
Always.
band, yeah, of course, I did find another cover band in Brazil who actually was a thing. Like we actually went through with it. And that was my first band. We performed a lot in São Paulo.
Wow.
Bars. So I actually started singing power metal.
Nice.
Yeah, well, like,
Right.
Maiden and stuff kind of got replaced by Halloween and Rhapsody and Judas Priest and all these. So that was cool because we rehearsed every weekend. It was kind of a serious band, as serious as it gets, when you're talking about cover bands playing dirty bars.
Covers, right.
In dirty bars.
Yeah. So been there, girl.
Yeah. We've all done that. I've paid my dues with that. You can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that was how I started.
Wow. So that's I'm very curious what the music scene looks like in Brazil for those cover bands. Like how rich is the community in cover metal bands there? So like when you would play a show, were there multiple like lots of metal cover bands doing this in Brazil?
There is a lot of bands in Brazil. Like the metal community in Brazil is huge.
Wow.
Yes.
And did they cover a lot of American? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said especially this classic type of metal,
Right. And do they cover most of the English-speaking bands?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, also Europeans, because there are many of these bands that come from, Europe, but it's all in English anyway. So.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah. Lots of German bands, lots of Dutch bands being covered. Yeah.
So you left Brazil at 25, and is that when you went to New York to study musical theater?
No. I did that when I was younger in Brazil. I think I was 21. I know that because I was at drinking age.
Yeah, that's the time to go.
Yes, it was just right after my birthday. So I was like, yes.
Right.
New York.
Okay.
I mean, did I have money to drink? Yes. From the grocery store, and I ate like a bagel a day. I'm not even joking. That's like pizza and bagel, anything that costed less than $2.
Yep.
I gained 6 kilos, even if I literally, I ate less, but it was so shit that I ended up getting fat.
Yeah, I actually had a similar experience. Yes. So I grew up in California. My parents dragged me to Florida when I was 13. It's terrible. Don't recommend it.
It must have been traumatic.
Yeah, that's why I'm like this. That's why I have tattoos, honestly. So I always told my parents, I was like, I'm going back to California. Like, you can't keep me here. And I convinced them to let me go to LA to study music, kind of similar to like your journey to New York to study musical theater.
Exactly, but like you pay it.
Yeah, so I had very limited funds as a student, and I would get an allowance for, groceries and stuff. So I would be like, all right, I can go on Sunday. I can take 3 buses to Trader Joe's, and I'll just spend no more than like $40, It's as much as I can fit in a couple bags because I got to carry them on the 3 buses back home. And then whatever money's left over, so $150, I can party, dude. I can go to the bar like 3 times with $150.
Yeah.
That's how you survive in a city, I think.
That's what you do. That's what you do. And I did not cook because, I mean, who's cooking? I mean, it was a student dorm and there was like one kitchen somewhere that was always full. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm in New York. I'm not going to cook. But again, of course, what could I afford to eat? Like, I remember going to the delis and wanting to be healthy. And I clearly remember this was 2007. Mm-hmm. Salad was already $9. And I was like, no.
Yeah, no.
No, I don't. No, literally. I wonder how much it costs now. 30? Literally, because I don't.
Probably. 20. I think it's 20. Yeah.
It's 20.
The little deli salads are like $20. Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. For me, I got sucked into the like LA, like I'm vegan now, I guess. So I was eating a lot of bread and rice because like, what do you eat when you're 19 and you are trying to be vegan on a budget, you know, and you don't know how to cook anything. So I also got fat.
Yeah.
I gained 15 pounds.
What is 15 pounds in kilos? Do you know?
Let's look.
Let's ask Google.
What is 15 pounds in kilos? 6.8.
Okay, that's kind of as much as I did.
Yeah. It was very noticeable because I'm a very small person.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
5. Okay, I'm shorter.
Okay, so it fits you more.
I'm something between 5'2" and 5'3". So.
Yeah. So it shows up more is what I should say.
Yes. When I came back at the airport, my mom didn't recognize me. That's how bad it was.
Oh no!
Oh, you look a bit chubby.
Oh no! Not the Brazilian mom love.
No. I don't think she meant it like that. I don't even think she used the word chubby. She just said like, you look different. I didn't recognize it. She tried to be nice about it. And I was like, I know.
That's nice. My mom's Arab and French, so there's no being nice about it.
It's so nice.
It's like, you're gaining weight. You should probably work out. Like, okay.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you.
It's a great mix, though. Arab and French.
Yeah, it's a strong one for sure. For sure.
Strong one. Ooh.
Oh yeah. Alex says your mom is brutal. Okay, I did see a question in here I didn't want to miss for you. Why do we never heard an Iron Maiden cover from Marina?
Maybe it's time. I don't know.
Sounds like it is.
I think it's time to.
That's what the patrons deserve.
I think it's what patrons deserve.
Yes.
And I think it's time to sing more power metal. Just saying.
Totally. Totally. Okay, so now that you had all this experience under your belt with the different genres, how did you choose the genre that you wanted to be a part of? Like, what was the thought process?
I don't think I ever did. You mean like these subgenres within metal?
Oh yeah, all of them.
Yes, I don't even know anymore what I sing. It's just like I want to learn something, I go for it. Like I said, ADHD, right? And I'm like, nice. I want to study this technique. And it's very hard to find yourself. And I mean, I don't even really know what finding yourself means. Does it mean you only do one thing? Or does it mean that you can kind of evolve as you wish, you know?
Right.
So I think there's like one thing about vocals in metal that I really like, or vocals in general. There's like a type of singing that really gets to me. And that is like this emotional, like it's just like, you know, I want to have a lot of tools in my toolbox to be able to express a lot of stuff. And I am like more of a fan of like personally of warmer, in more intense or really just warmer tones in general. And that's kind of what I've always wanted to look for. Like the very lyrical singing, operatic stuff never really got me as a listener. And it's also not something I really want to express musically.
Mm-hmm.
What I do with Exit Eden, guys, anyone that sings opera will say, this is not opera. No, it's not. It's a very round sound that is like this, kind of yawning, but it's not actual lyrical opera. It's a round chest voice, kind of.
Right.
It's a rounder, and it's kind of imitating opera. Especially on this album, Femme Fatale, the second one, we wanted to go even more away from the opera stuff. So it sounds classic in a way, but it's not opera. It's soft, round, but it's still powerful. And that's like, okay, opera is powerful. I get it, but it's a different kind of, I want the emotions to be felt. And personally, for me, like Nightwish, for example, never transported a lot of emotions in the voice, because it's like, Evanescence did, for example, like the belt. It's just like closer to the speaking voice. I don't know. There's just something about it that, So let's say that's how I chose a very big subgenre of singing.
Yeah.
And it comes to the whole screaming thing that I've been doing lately for the past very few years. This is also something I've always wanted to do, especially because of the emotion is that I've always like, sometimes it's like there's this certain aggression that you can't like transmit that to the audience with clean singing. You just can't.
Right. Agree. And it's interesting. I also spent some time studying opera, singing opera in university.
Yeah. Okay.
And I also was, despite my exposure and proximity to music, I also was unaware at the very minute differences that make something just an exaggerated clean versus actual traditional, real, proper technique opera.
Exactly. So all my respect to opera singers out there, because I know some of my friends in the metal industry, they are proper trained, Kristen, Starkey, Ashley, both girls who recorded the golden cover with me, right? So the K-pop stuff, they're actual, trained opera singers. And I'm like, I just don't even know. I had a few lessons of opera, private teacher and stuff, but it's like a lot in the symphonic metal is not like the opera, the classic opera that people teach in conservatories and,
right.
People sing at the Met.
Yeah.
For example.
Those people will tell you what is and isn't opera too.
Oh yeah. They're going to listen to Exit Eden and be like, the fuck
Excuse
is that?
Me?
What's this sound? What is this? This is more like Iron Maiden with a very brown mouth.
It's just dramatic.
It's dramatic. That's what I'm doing.
I'm just lining you up a little bit more here. And then I see that Dr. Death said Marina yawning her way through Exit Eden songs. I'll remember that.
It's literally how you find that place. If you yawn.
Yes. You got to raise the soft palate.
Yeah.
That's it.
Also for real opera, by the way.
Right. Same. There's a lot of the similarities between all of them. I mean, even with screaming, I feel same shit. Right. Raise that soft palate. You got to get that diaphragm moved, breath, big belly, power, connect the breath to the voice. All of that shit stays the same no matter which type of singing you're doing, including harsh.
Of course. Yeah, and also let's specify, I may not be a classical trained singer, but I am a trained singer.
Period.
I have trained the fuck out of my belt.
Exactly.
And I keep doing that every day. So, I'm training all sorts of stuff. So screams, melismas, belting, whatever, singing with more air, less air, dynamics. It's a constant learning process, and there's a lot to train as a singer. So yeah, it doesn't mean that because it's not opera, it doesn't have a training behind. Oh, fuck yes.
Right.
It's a lot of training.
All the styles, all of them do.
Yes.
If you're a good singer.
Yes. Talking about like acrobatic singing, which metal involves a lot of acrobatics.
Yes.
It's very demanding. So that is, if you want to be consistent, and it's not even consistent. I think if you don't have the proper technique, you're just going to be capped. Like you're just going to be able to do less.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do everything in the world. It's about expression. It's about what a singer wants. I am the type of singer that wants to do a lot. Again, ADHD. And so that's, to me, why I keep learning and training. And I really like listening to that as well as a listener. So as I said, that's what moves me,
Yeah, absolutely.
I hear the nuances and the dynamics and this beautiful high notes that I'm like, how does she do that without any effort? And that's that touches my soul. It makes the stank face like, oh.
Yes.
Stank face is for very aggressive music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also very good vocals.
Emotional music. When they're hitting the emotion, especially in like classical opera music, when they're hitting it, and you don't even know what the fuck they're saying because it's in, some whatever language, Italian or whatever. And they're just like, and you're like, oh, she's crying. Her voice is literally, there's just tears. It's, same.
They start at the piano and then it goes to the forte and the vibrato is controlled and you're like, oh.
That big vibrato, the big bellowy, like slow vibrato. And then they get to the top note and they squeeze at the top and it's like, oh, and you're like, ah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes, absolutely. Oh God, I see.
We're already nerding out on singing.
How could you not? How could you not? All these beautiful singers out here. Malik said, got motivated because Marina. Oh wait, hold on, I gotta back up.
What's happening?
Stop it, Malik. I'm getting hungry. Oh, he said having spätzle. Spätzle. Oh yeah, Malik's teaching me German, by the way.
Yes. Oh, is he?
Yes.
He's a good teacher. Yes.
I have good pronunciation, but I can't remember anything. So I'm not doing very good. I know Krankenwagen.
You know Krankenwagen. Okay, that's something. Do you know Schmetterling? I think you know Schmetterling.
Schmetterling?
Schmetterling, yes.
Schmetterling. No, what am I saying?
Butterfly.
Firefly, that is a good one.
Butterfly.
Oh, butterfly. What's firefly?
Gute Frage. Malik. Hilfe.
Gute Frage.
Or Gorlock, Misha. What is a firefly in German?
Let's see. Typing with Kaspatzle.
Glühwürmchen? Is it a glühwürmchen? No. It
is. Like a glowworm? Glühwürmchen.
Glowworm. Like a little worm that glows.
Wow.
Glühwürmchen. It's so cute.
That is a cute name.
Glühwürmchen.
Glühwürmchen. If we start a band, that'll be our band name.
Feuerflieg. That's a good one. Like literally.
That's awesome.
Oh, no, that's Libella is not a firefly. A Libella is the other one, the big one. What's the name of the big one with big dragonfly?
Oh, I hate those.
They're a bit scary.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one who's a little scared of them.
Really? Oh my God, you're scared of them too? I hate them.
I'm a little scared of them, yeah.
There's a lot of them in Florida, and like especially in the summertime. And I've had before where they crash into the car with the window down, and then they're in there and they freak out because they're like blind, they're not very smart, and they just like make a lot of noise, and then I panic. I can't have it. I
Were
can't.
you driving?
Yes, I had to pull
Oh,
over.
God. Okay, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Could
no.
not-
Kim said they were huge in Florida. Florida, yeah, exactly.
They are huge. They are.
Ugh.
At least it wasn't a snake or something like that
Right.
coming, or a python.
Yeah, no.
Could have been worse.
Could have been worse. So I do want to dive a little bit more into vocal training for a couple reasons. Obviously, I'm a vocal nerd as someone who also is professionally trained. I'm not going to say I'm a classically trained opera singer because that was a very short-lived experience that I wouldn't want to go through again. You get it, I'm sure. But there's a lot of people here in my community who are aspiring vocalists that are either self-taught harsh vocalists or started lessons with an instructor, trying to find the right instructor too, because, you know, sometimes that is a process in itself. Is this person the right person for me? So I do want to pick your brain about that. But first, I did want to ask you about your experience performing in the musical Rent during the 20th anniversary tour.
This one, yes, in German.
Yes. How was that? And what was the experience like? What was your takeaway from that? Would you do it again? How was it?
It was great. I mean, Rent is literally one of the best musicals of all times. It just is. I mean, it was super, like when it came out, it was revolutionary.
Totally.
Really, for all reasons in the world. So I've always had like a huge respect for the piece. And I don't love every musical. That was also one of the reasons why I actually stopped doing musicals, because there is a certain kind of musicals that I really like, which is, again, the serious ones, the ones that are talking about real stuff, about emotions and stuff. And then there's like the fun stuff, which is fun to watch. I don't really love doing it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All the tap dance and jazz hands music. Like, it's fun, and I can totally appreciate the artistry, but that's not that has never been my motivation to sing musicals. So I've always been drawn to the ballads, the heartfelt stuff. So, and Rent is just awesome. And it's rock. So, we performed with a band on stage, which was really cool.
Wow.
Yeah. And I really loved it. It was a good production. Like, people that did that play with me didn't enjoy the production that much. They thought it wasn't like as good as they were, used to, or I don't know. They were like complaining about the producer a lot, and I get it. It wasn't the best pay. It wasn't even, I don't think it was even a fair pay, to be honest. But I did want to do it either way, because I thought this is a huge learning opportunity, and just to be able to play the role of Mimi in that play is like, of course I want to do it,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a tour production. So we did tour with a nightliner, everything. And a lot of people in the theater world are not used to touring in nightliners. So it was a bit rough, I had a great time, to be very honest. I had fun. I really had fun. I had a lot of fun. And
God forbid.
I was sad.
Aww.
I loved doing that show every day. I really did. It was like a mixture of emotions, the show itself. Yeah. So it was amazing. Yeah.
That's incredible. I love Rent too. Kind of exactly the same thoughts I was having when I saw that was the musical that you were a part of. It's, very harsh topics in like a musical, but it's real. It's like, it's boots on the ground, it's not like silly, fantastical. It's like a real conflict. It's happening to real people in real life.
Especially like in the 90s, New York, when it came out, like that was a huge thing. The whole topics, like the homelessness and the conditions people are living in, the rent. I think it's the same in New York right now. It's like fucking hard to pay your rent.
Yes.
Yes.
Crazy.
So it's very identifiable. And then they have the whole AIDS thing going on in the awareness going on in the musical as well. And so, and also a lot about, homosexuality and everything.
Right.
So it's like every topic, like hot topic, just like boom.
Yes, acceptance in that world for them, how like what a difficult path that is to walk, the hypocrisy of telling these people that like they're choosing this life that's so hard and riddled with challenges and adversity, and to put that in a musical form that doesn't play out as this like misogynist, like, trying to convince you of something that it's not. It's so cool that you got to be part of that.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely a masterpiece. I agree.
Wow.
Hey, I think it's the time of the year to rewatch Rent.
I agree. It is. With your family, especially your weird family that maybe needs to learn a lesson or two.
It would be very nice because, it aged very well, I think. Especially nowadays, it's like confronting lots of topics that, well, are on the table.
Yeah. Always. More so now, I think, than ever. Totally.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at the chat real quick. I see we were joined by Warani. Thank you so much for the follow. And I see they said, very cozy here. Malik acquired your Twitch stream and his podcast. Nice. Thank you so much. Always promoting us. That's what he said. Malik said plugging Laila and Marina everywhere for a reason. We'll take it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So I want to talk a little bit about all your hats. You're wearing a lot of hats these days. Your metaphorical hats. I see even on your profile all of your different tasks, I guess, that you're doing as a musician, all the different hurdles that you've taken on. What are they? Okay, do you even know off the top of your head all of the different jobs that you've given yourself over the years in the music industry?
No. Okay, only in the music industry?
You could go outside if you want. Whatever. What's taking up all your time?
Okay, so the thing is, I do have an architecture degree as well. And I work as a graphic designer, which like some people might think, like, what's the connection between architecture and graphic design? There is one, right? So I also had the chance in university to take some classes that were specializing in design. And so that was kind of my choice. Yes, Bauhaus, Malik is saying, yeah. So Bauhaus, they started this whole concept of design, architecture, and everything together. And lately it's been just more and more divided. But yeah, graphic design wasn't even a thing until like, I don't know how many years ago, like 30 or something. I don't think it was like a specific university course. And so I do work with graphic design. Let's plug now.
Plug.
I have a design agency with Malik, by the way, that we started this year. It's Sparked. It's called Sparked. Is it .com or is it .design? It's .design. So yeah, you can check it out. And so I do work with that. I also work as a vocal producer. So that's also what I did with Dark, for example. And Flower Leaf is also another symphonic metal band from Germany. They like singers can come over here and I can record them and coach them while they're recording. And I also, prepare the vocal arrangements with backing vocals, layering and everything. I can, pitch in on vocal lines and some production in general. And and make them ready for the producer or mixer to make the final mix product. Yeah, that's what I do. I am a singer, as you know, working on, singing for bands, for
Heard about
metal bands.
that. I did hear a little bit about
I
that.
did do, the musical stuff, musical shows, dinner shows, lots of things. And yeah, I think that's actually it. It's not even that much right now, is it? Or am I
Are
forgetting?
you also perhaps a vocal coach of
Oh, yes, I
sorts?
am.
I thought.
Yes, one of my students is also saying, "You are a teacher." Well, I wouldn't call myself a teacher, but I do provide coach for the people that are interested in learning from me. I'm also not claiming to be the most experienced and academically trained singer musician of all times. I am not, but I do have a lot to pass forward that I've learned throughout the years. And I love that shit. So I love talking vocal technique, and I love helping people find their sound and find losing a struggle that they have of like they might think like, oh, I don't sing at all, or I'm just I don't know, they have something in their heads about singing that's negative, and I also really like flipping that.
Yes, yes.
You
That
know?
actually, is just the perfect segue to the next
Yeah,
part of our conversation because
great.
I do have a lot of questions about vocal coaching, like I was saying. So let's talk about your journey first. When you first started taking vocal lessons, I'm
Yes.
curious, what were your actual struggles and did they align with what you thought your struggles were? Or did your teacher kind of
Funny.
uncover some things that you didn't realize were more important?
Okay, that's a very good question, because I thought that I struggled with high notes. I thought like, okay, I'm coming here because I want to sing higher. But actually, I couldn't even sing anything in front of my teacher for months. We only did like warm ups and stuff. And he was like, "Can you sing a song for me?" And I was like, "Nope, I can't. I cannot." By the way, I have to give him a shout out that he's a brutal power metal vocalist in Brazil called Mario Pastore. And he's a great teacher. He's been doing that for decades. And yeah, I did learn quite a bit from him. And he was very patient, he was all the way like, okay, you don't need to sing today, maybe next class, maybe next class. And the funniest thing is that I was performing on stage, but to sing in front of him without a microphone and like completely different acoustic settings, like I think I could hide better behind the microphone and with a band behind me. But if I had to be like raw in front of him and singing that, like I couldn't even do that.
Right.
So yeah, talk about what I had to overcome. I had to overcome a lot, and a lot of what I had to overcome was in my own head.
Yep.
Like I was terrified of singing high notes, even when like Phantom Elite started and we had high stuff in the songs, and I was every show was like, am I gonna hit the note? Am I gonna hit?
Mm-hmm.
Literally so nervous about that. And I think that was also mostly in my head, and of course technique is like there's so much to learn. There's so much to learn.
Right.
But yeah, so I would say that my biggest struggle was actually to let go and like be able to actually sing. I struggled a lot. Some auditions I did, like the first auditions I did were horrible because I got in my head and I couldn't sing. When I went to New York, I couldn't sing. I was 21 and I was doing all these performances, but it was like an intimate setup or in front of people that were like authorities.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't sing in New York for like the first 3 lessons or something, to the point that one of the teachers was like, have you even taken a vocal lesson before?
Oh no.
And she was like a badass, like old New York legend, right? And she was just
Mhm.
like, have you even taken a vocal lesson in your life? And I was like, because literally my voice didn't come out. It was like I was trying to sing and it was like me, you know? And then I would go on stage and it would work. I would be like, what the fuck is happening?
What did I just do?
Anyways, so then of course the higher the worse it got, obviously. And then at the last day of classes there, I did sing I Dreamed a Dream from Les Miserables.
Mm.
To that in front of like the class with the singing teacher, and literally people were crying.
Oh my God. Let's go, Queen.
You can't sing. And I was like, yeah.
Oh my God.
But it's just stuck.
Wait, so how old were you when this happened?
This was 21.
Okay, wait, again. Wait, so this was in New York?
Yes.
Okay, again, I had a similar experience to this. Nobody was fucking crying, okay? So let me just be straight up about that, okay? Nobody was crying except maybe me. But so at the time when I went to LA to study music, I went to study jazz piano. I wasn't a vocalist at that point. Everyone in my immediate circle was like, singing's probably not for you. We've heard you do it. It's not the best. Maybe do something else. So my dad was like, wanted me to play the piano, the guitar, the bass, the drums, everything except singing. And exactly. And I went to school to study jazz piano. So I was taking my first like applied music program courses, and one of them was like Vocal 1. And I was like, sign me up. Like, who's going to tell me no? I'm taking the class. I'm taking Vocal 1. And it was first half of the semester, you learn a piece. And, as you're getting closer to the final for the piece, you do performances in front of the class. And I did I think my first one was like Shenandoah or something like that. Like just like a really basic, like easy, or like Scarborough Fair. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Like really classical.
Okay. All right.
But for the second half, I saw a jazz song on there that I recognized because I was obviously really big into jazz at the time. And it was Blue Skies. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And so I started listening to like versions of it. And I don't know if you've heard, there's this very famous version by Ella Fitzgerald. And it is jazzy. And I heard that shit and I was like, oh, I'm about to blow the roof off this place, you know? And I found a song that really connected with me. I picked a key that worked for me in my range. And when I tell you, I bootsed the fucking house down. When I went to do my my pre-final where we were practicing doing our performances in class, I was a nobody to these people. Like they didn't think that I was any better than anyone else. And when I hit that, everybody in the class was like, wow, yeah, let's go. And she put me, so for the final, for the end of the semester, they did like a big performance where we went in like a room with a stage, and she had me close that place out. I was the last song.
Ooh, amazing.
Right?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes. But I feel like it's so we had such similar stories of leaving home, finding ourselves, trying different things, getting out of our shell, you know?
Yes, that's always been my biggest struggle. Of course, there was a lot of vocal technique to be learned that was actually hand in hand with the struggles that I was having, right? But then again, the first and biggest struggle that I had that I didn't even know was actually just this fear, this like
stage fright.
Feeling just naked in front of an authority figure or something.
It's like performance anxiety.
A true performance anxiety.
Yeah.
Like to the point that you literally don't know if you're going to be able to sing or not. And I still think that sometimes I'm like, that's the thing. Something that goes against that unfortunately, I didn't lean into that earlier. because also, like I said, I did not come from like my parents had means. They worked really hard, and I was like middle class in Brazil, but they did not have the kind of money that you would put someone, in very rigid singing lessons since since I was 15 or something. So they didn't really do that, so I had loose schedules of stuff, and a lot of what I learned was self-taught. And then I did have some amazing breakthroughs with amazing singers, that I did a couple of lessons, like two there, and then in New York. Of course, it was incredible, and I was glad my parents could afford, to have me go there and spend those months. Like I said, I had some help paying the course, but hey, the rest was them. I couldn't really work, even if I wanted to. I did check that out in the U.S. Like, they're gonna let me do what?
Yeah, no.
Maybe a Mexican restaurant. Like, I hope the deportation.
She's like, I can clean houses, I guess. Like, what?
Like, do you have a work permit? No.
Right. I mean, yeah. When I lived in LA too, unemployment was like 10%, and every musician that I knew, like, knew somebody that knew somebody, and they were working 3 jobs and going to school and busking on the street for money, and like, they're the best musicians that I've ever heard, and they're playing on the street,
Yeah.
So,
and then also when I was in New York, it was like I was not by far the best musician there. You know what I mean? Like, people were just incredible, and I was like,
yeah,
I am gonna go home.
Yeah, I need to go study music.
Yes, exactly. So if there is a takeaway that I wish I had leaned into earlier, is that, like, instead of being that afraid, I would have faced the actual issues of, like, technique issues and really grinded on them before. Because, like, literally being afraid of high notes is just because I was randomly doing high notes instead of, like, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, because I wasn't trusting and I'm not talking about not having your voice or being sick. This is different.
Yes.
This happens also the less often than one thinks, that you literally can't sing. You have to be really sick. So I'm talking about, like, normally, like, one day it works and the other day it doesn't. And I was like, yeah, this is literally, like, lack of this technique, and it takes time to learn. You just have to be patient with yourself and be like, okay, it might work, it might not.
Yeah,
but I'm sticking to this, and it will work.
Yeah, so I have 2 questions kind of in that realm. So we'll start. The first one is just, are there any misconceptions about singing that you want to clear up? Like, about learning how to sing, like things that you hear people say that you're like, no.
Yes. I think the first one, it's not even about learning how to sing, but, like, about singing in general, is that people say, like, oh, you have such a nice voice, or you have such a gift. And it's like, yeah, gift and, like, stuff that you're born with, I think it plays a role, because you just have, it's easier maybe for you to learn a few things. You hear it more in references. You can reproduce that better. Yeah. But it's like, oh, you have such a beautiful voice. It's like, what does it actually mean? I've trained my voice a lot.
Right.
And it can sound like the timbre of my voice can be pleasant to you. Thank you. I enjoy that. I'm happy to hear that. But I think there's just a lot of grinding, a lot of learning that people don't realize. There's a lot of polishing, and so I think that's the biggest misconception, that you're just born with that, and it's like, oh yeah, she sings.
That's mine.
Like, I didn't sing like 20 years ago. I did not. I had the foundation. I had a good pitch. I had a good belt. I had some stuff that already worked for me, but it wasn't this varied or sophisticated or polished.
Yeah. That's definitely my biggest misconception. And like I was sharing about, like, it was, my mother and father pretty much that had heard me singing around the house. And they're like, I don't think that's the path for you. And then, I went off to school and I learned how to do it. And then the next time they heard me sing, they were like, "Oh, mon Dieu. Oh,
Mon Dieu.
you know,
That's so dramatic.
and that is such a gratifying feeling too. And I would never want someone to be deprived of that, like if you love singing and you don't think you're that good at it, you can get better at it. You can. It's just like any other instrument. In fact,
Yeah.
it's more like a muscle. It's more like working out, you don't start out like bench pressing 200 pounds. You start small and you pick attainable goals and you just chip away at it. Maybe it's your range that you're trying to expand upon. Maybe it's your vibrato. Maybe it's pitch,
First thing, just pitch training. This is a thing. Get an instrument, bah, bah. If you hear something, bah, and you sing, bah, then it's like, okay, it's not right.
Yep, yeah. Hold the note until it matches the pitch of the instrument you're playing on.
Yes. Not
slide around. Exactly.
That is not how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, I practice. Literally, I've been practicing every day lately, almost every day, not every day, but practicing a lot lately to polish, to further my technique, to be able to do more consistently.
Yeah.
Like, because I think there's like, you don't get to a point where it's like, right. Now I know everything. Okay. Some people like Whitney could have said that, but
right. Maybe she reached the ceiling.
Did.
No, professionals still practice and still develop. I mean, everyone here knows I'm a big Hayley Williams nerd, but for good reason as a vocalist, especially if you watch her vocal journey, you listen to the first album, you listen to her now, she wouldn't even sing that famous song with that big high note, that all I wanted was you, she goes really high. She wouldn't even do it. She did it on the record and she wouldn't do it live because even though it was her own note that she wrote, just like you were saying with Phantom Ali, where she's like, I don't know if I can hit it on stage the way that I hit it in the studio. And she kept practicing. Kept working, and now she does that song every single show. But it took years of continuing to develop that muscle, even though she's a professional and she's been doing it consistently her whole life. And she's very highly trained professionally since she was 13. Lots of money into lessons with her. So
I didn't know that. I knew she's trained because you can also hear it.
Yes.
But I didn't know like how much.
She trained with, do you know the vocal coach, Bret Michaels? Bret Michaels? Yeah. She trained with him.
The guy who trains everyone.
Yeah. Basically. And he charges like hundreds and hundreds of dollars for 30 minutes. Yeah.
Dream.
I know.
I would love to do like a lesson or two from a guy like that. Jesus Christ.
Is it not Bret Michaels? Hold on. Let me fact check myself.
I don't know. I have the face of the man in my head, but I don't really remember his name.
Vocal coach Michaels.
Our vocal coach.
Terry Michaels. Vocal coach.
What is his name?
Hayley Williams, vocal coach. Let me just type that in. Brett Manning. Sorry.
Brett. It's Brett something.
Yes. Brett Manning. Thank you, guys.
The singer from
Bret
Boys.
Michaels is the singer from Boys. Can you imagine? Wow, that would be a really cool vocal coach to have.
That would be amazing, actually. I would sign up. I would sign up. Bret Michaels, if you're watching.
We're both in the market to be trained by you. Well, we'll do a partner session. We'll split the cost half and half.
That's it.
Right?
For him, it's the same time, so it doesn't matter.
Singing. Yeah. Malik is plugging his.
Of course.
That's awesome. Nintendo, I'm so glad you're here because we're going to talk some more about vocal coaching. And I know that that's the path that you're on right now. Yeah, with the fright comes a lot of adrenaline that keeps you going. Yeah. Have you ever just straight up forgotten the lyrics to your own song while performing?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Many times. Many times. I just repeat the same verse twice, and like then I see people in the audience sometimes like, oh, I know what you're
And
doing.
you're like,
yeah,
yeah, girl. Nintendo asks, do singers practice to preserve their techniques they already master?
I think as maintenance is a good thing. I mean, if you have like, yeah, it's hard to put in a box and say like, okay, belting, I mastered it, so I don't need to practice ever again. No, it's like you can always polish something, especially sometimes like your voice can change a little bit. I mean, I don't know, if I'm not singing for a long time, for like 2 weeks, for example, and then I want to sing again, it just feels like the placement is all off, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
why does this feel so hard now? And then I gotta go over, even though it's a technique that I'm like master, quote unquote, and I'm like, sometimes I have to go over it again, and then while practicing that, I'm like, oh, I just found this new way that makes it even less effort, and I'm like, I'll research. So actually, every time I'm singing, I find something new. Every time I'm singing, I'm like, oh, if I position my jaw just a little bit lower for this note, and I left here, okay, that works better.
Yes.
Every time I'm practicing, I'm paying attention to every little muscle in my body, and I think every singer does that.
Yeah,
every singer that's interested in improving.
Lately,
course.
I've been watching singers' mouth shapes.
So important. I gotta share with you guys. I had a breakthrough today. I think it's too early to say if I had a breakthrough, but I will share it with you.
Yes,
this is the nugget of.
I'm gonna put you on the big screen for this.
Yes. Okay. Put me on the big screen.
You're there.
I was the same, watching a live stream of a band, and I was watching how the singer was doing very high notes very effortlessly, because I was trying to sing the note and I was like, I can hit that note, it doesn't sound the same. Why? And then I was investigating. I was like, what am I doing that makes it sound flat and annoying? And what is she doing that sounds And I'm like, okay, it's the face shape. Like not only the mouth, but the whole face. I was doing this with my eyebrows, like this is a musical thing. The raise is kind of the palate in a weird way, like this. A bit of a cry. And I do that a lot when I'm singing, because it's a lot part of my sound to sound like this. And it's nice. If you want to go high, that goes against you. So if I do this, and I try going even high, it's kind of working against it. But instead, if I just squint my eyes and like flare my nostrils a bit, it just goes like easily. I don't know.
I feel it. I feel the nostril flare. I know they couldn't see me. They couldn't see me, but I was doing it off.
Yeah.
I feel the soft palate raise with the nostril flare.
Yeah, and then if you have like a really high note moment, instead of going like I would normally, no, just keep the face straight and just kind of like flare the nostril.
Oh my God. I love that for you.
Counterintuitive, yeah. Counterintuitive. So I'm going to practice like holding my forehead lower, and I'm just going to try to sing like this.
I wonder if you put like a strip of duct tape on there.
Yes. I literally asked like ChatGPT. I asked ChatGPT. I was like, what can I, like, is this a thing? And then the thing was like, yeah, it's totally a thing. Yeah, that is projecting your voice into the mask more. And if you do this is going to sound more like a cry sound, and it goes a bit to the back.
Yep.
And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I have now added your mouth shape, because when I was editing our little promo video and you were doing your rah, I'm like, oh, her mouth shape's a lot different than mine. Because I'm doing like a rah,
and do that. It sounds cracky. Yeah.
And you're doing like a rah.
Yeah.
And I've been watching Courtney LaPlante, and she does her lower jaw goes back.
Yeah, it does some. It's so weird. It's so ugly.
Yeah.
But it works.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think that with fry screams, it's like each person has a different technique. Like literally, I'm not the fucking best screamer in the universe, and I'm not claiming to be. Okay, I am a student of the fry technique.
I think you're pretty great.
Disclaimer. Thank you. Sometimes it works really well. I'm still at that level where it's like, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know what mouth shape I should do. I'm trying a lot of things the whole time. So I also don't really stick to one thing. I noticed that I tend to do the mouth shape that's more towards what Courtney does.
Yeah. I noticed that when I was editing that video. I kept looking at your mouth and I'm like, oh, she's a jaw backed.
Yeah, but I hear from so many people that this works. Yeah.
That's what I've been doing. Trader.
Yeah, that works as well. I don't know. It's just maybe I should try more of that.
But when I do it that way, I don't have a lot of range. Like it's all very high. Like I can't do like a lower, like a raw, you know? It's all
There's a lot of like, I don't know. I think that could be more of the no tone thing going on. And more of the rumbly sound.
Which that's just the first scream that I've unlocked on my journey, right? I just haven't gotten the growl yet. Like I haven't figured out how to place it in my voice yet. And the way that I found that was watching a video. I think it might have been Lauren Babbage, honestly. And it was like pitch somewhere in your like head or mixed voice, basically, and then
crackle it,
disengage the vocal cord, and for however it was presented to me, it was the first time I was able to do it, and I was like, you know.
Okay. Let me try. So it's like just do something mixed.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's weird to me.
That's just the closest I've gotten.
Well, okay, maybe you can, if I would need to expand more my mouth, I think, to make more of a sound, but now I'm afraid of my neighbors.
Yeah. You don't have to do it right now. But
I would love to.
What would you say from your experience in coaching people is most people's problem, or the problem that you encounter the most, or that you work the most with people on?
The problem that people have the most? I think exactly like me. I bump into like people being afraid of singing or not confident into what they're doing, and that's a lot. I really listen. I bump into that a lot. I think the most. I don't know if that's also the kind of student that I attract because of my background. Maybe that's something like that.
That's what I was going to say, is I wonder if that's why. I remember my opera teacher was explaining to me that that's most people's problem too in her experience, is like, like, don't be afraid. Just let it out. I know.
It's so hard. Because I think I think that the trick is the more you know, the less afraid you are. So it's kind of okay to be afraid at first, you know, but the more technique you get, the more repetition the more reps you put in.
Yep.
The more you're actually going to feel the consistency. So you don't need to think yourself into, I'm confident. You're going to actually sound better and then automatically be more confident. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of the way through. And that's what I wish I had come to earlier.
Yeah.
I used to be a little proud, especially when I was also doing musicals and stuff.
Yeah.
I had a colleague to tell me once that he learned, like, I did some rock stuff with him, and he is phenomenal. He's an amazing singer. He does many musicals out there in Germany, and he does like this brutal rock distortion. I was like, I never could sing with distortion before, and I was like, can you teach me how to do that? He was like, honestly, you got to learn other stuff before you learn that. And I was like, how dare you? How dare you?
Excuse me?
I was really like, this guy was really tough on me. He was really tough on me. But I think partially was not the best. Like, I don't like tough love for learning. To be honestly, I don't think that that's very, I don't do that with my students. I hate when people around me, my, partners, friends, musicians around me kind of have that to themselves. I'm like, yo, stop it. Like, striving to be better is always better. And that's the motivation for you to learn and be better, but not if it comes from a place of self-hate or if someone else told you something. You don't know the motivation why that person said that. Maybe they were being mean exactly to hurt you. Maybe it wasn't their best intention to actually make you learn something. So, yeah. And I do believe that colleague of mine was actually trying to help me.
Right.
Like he did, but the way he brought up things, not only to me, but to other things, was very rough. And he does that. He's a very direct guy. And like, I respect that. But that was very painful, to hear all of these things he told me. But I actually believe that all of what he said was true.
Right.
It was just very bad to hear that. And he could have put it in a much better way. So I think that maybe, I tried with my students to use positive reinforcement instead. I'm not going to lie to them and say like, hey, you fucking sound like a
squawking seagull.
Yes. No, it's like, this is world premiere. No, but it's like, I say, you're doing great. Like, compare your progress with your progress. Like,
yes.
You to you. You're not there to sound like a pro, because otherwise, this person is not judging you like an audition. It's there to identify your problems and help you grow.
Yes. And
that's the takeaway.
I think that's super, super important in lessons, because that should be your safe space, and maybe finding the right coach is a part of that journey as well. But even more so when you're in practice with your band, when you're doing the shit that you're going to do on stage and you're at practice, if you're going to take a risk, that's the place to do it. Your band in practice will have your back. Don't try that shit on stage.
They should have your back.
They should have your back. Totally. I was talking about that.
Make that very important.
Right.
If your band doesn't have your back, boys and girls, red flag.
Red flag. You can have red flag with bandmates too. You guys see all these bands breaking up and shit all the time.
Oh, you do. You do.
That's
what happens.
That's literally what happens. Don't be an asshole. Kim and I were talking about that. She was sharing how it was very refreshing for her, not to share your story, Kim. It was live on the internet, though, that she immediately felt safe with the members of Dark, where she felt like she could come in there and squawk like a chicken and try to figure out her scream and have good days and bad days, and they were going to support her no matter what and celebrate her progress and not make her feel bad if she wasn't performing her best that day. That's how it should be, and you deserve to have a creative space that you feel safe in to do those things. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And this is so important, because again, that's also going to make you improve faster. Hello. Being like, we're being hippies here. No. It's also practically the best thing, because no one feels bad. People just put in more work. You just work together and you reach your goals faster. That's my fucking point of view. Exactly. And now I am like, yes, I must say this is an absolute criteria for me from now on.
It's a must.
In my musical and business and, private journey.
Right.
In life.
Right. The whole shebang.
The whole shebang.
So I feel that there have been some changes, some could say for better or for worse, for women in music and metal in general. This is something that Malik and I talk about a lot, obviously from a little bit of different perspectives. I think Malik is very much coming from the place of, like, we must protect the women. I'm not going to do my Malik German accent, but just kind of shedding light on how women are treated in metal, especially as performers. And sometimes what comes with the territory is being fetishized a little bit, maybe to an extent that is creepy. So just around women in metal, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious. You are the front woman for Phantom Elite, which it's you and just men, correct? In the band? Yes.
Was. Yeah.
Was, right. Yeah. And you're obviously a major third of the vocal supergroup Exit Eden. And I'm curious, what are the major differences in how you feel represented in each project and how you have to present yourself in each project?
So many layers to that question.
Right.
Like Phantom Elite is more, I think, the direction of the music that we took. We started as a symphonic metal band, and while none of us really even listens to symphonic metal, and somehow it seemed like the way to go at first. It was a different lineup. When Yuri and Max joined, we knew right away that, okay, we want to do harder stuff. We started going to bit deeper, deep searching, darker symphonic metal with this album over here, Titanium. And then we released Blue Blood, that was also way more in the direction of modern metal. And then Mantis, that was, the last one, and way more, I think, the most self-assertive work we have. I think it was a good way to end my chapter with the band, with that album, because I think a lot has been said that, especially with that song Good Guy. I don't know if you know the lyrics of the song. It's it's kind of a humorous take on, it's obviously not an attack to supportive fans in no way, shape, or form, but it's a humorous take on how women can be fetishized in many ways, not only like the dating world and the women can be treated in general, but mostly hidden meaning behind, it's the metal scene. And I think that the symphonic metal, and I went through this journey to explain a little bit one of the reasons why we abandoned the symphonic metal genre, because we never identified with that over fetishization of the singers. There's this thing of the Beauty and the Beast, the lady in the corset, the ice queen on the pedestal that is gorgeous and sings like a siren, and it's like, okay, nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't identify with that, and I don't like seeing myself under that light. And when fans did that, I feel weirded out. That's also one of the reasons why this photo shoot has never been really used for Phantom Elite, because this was a lot like, I don't feel a lot comfortable. And it's not about the skin I'm showing. I can show way more skin. But if I want to, when I want to, under a different context, that didn't feel like me. So, yeah. I do believe that a lot has to do with how you present yourself as band. And I think with some subgenres of metal, it kind of was born from the Beauty and the Beast sort of thing with Nightwish, if you look at the first bands that popped up. And the more into the prettier direction you go with music and the pretty singing, that is where I see that happen the most. That fans can become more obsessed with the looks, and even the singers might have to worry about that even more. Yeah, so I do believe that if you compare, because that's the question, right? I'm going into that because I'm trying to answer your question in a way that I can make myself understood. So Exit Eden is kind of exactly that. But the difference is that it's a project with, like, it's kind of a made project. It wasn't my project. You know what I mean? I didn't start it. It's not something that's coming from my artistic expression. It kind of came together as a label product. Really, it was like the original idea with that album, Rhapsodies in Black, was to just make like these over the top concept of slapping symphonic metal covers of pop songs. And like, we here are not even trying to look sexy. Like this was like literally super over the top. If you look at the makeup and the dresses, it's like everything is very dramatic. It's more of a theater kind of thing. So I didn't feel like I was exploited in any way, shape, or form. You know, it's like not ever did the people from the label back then say like, wear this or like go for that because like that sells. Like, no, it was a concept with still an artistic concept behind it. And I think still with Femme Fatale, it's still a concept, because we are literally showing like, okay, Femme Fatale is a strong concept. It's a different view on feminism, but it's still a strong concept of femininity,
right?
If you know what I mean, you know. And if you look at the archetype of the Femme Fatale, it's like she's got the balls, you know, she has the power in her hands. And so I think in one way and the other on both projects, I do feel comfortable with the way I'm representing women in metal, if that was the question.
Yes.
And I feel comfortable about how I feel. So both represent me. Like with Phantom Elite, it was more like, you know, like just kick in the face and I don't care what I'm wearing on stage and bleh.
Right.
And with Exit Eden was this more theatrical thing, you know. But we thought a lot about the concept on both albums. Were very thought through, and never it was the idea, okay, let's make something cheap without an artistic concept just to get some boobs out.
Right.
Like, no, I'm showing my boobs there because I chose to, you know.
Right. And I can, if I want to, on my terms. Exactly. Not to sell records.
No, exactly. And I mean, does it help? Yeah, we know it does. Doesn't matter. It's good. You know, whatever helps. Whatever.
So yeah, you basically answered my next question, which was, I heard you talking about Femme Fatale in another interview, and women taking the narrative into their own hands. My question was around how you feel it plays into the current climate for progress in the realm of just women being able to speak for themselves in general, not just in music, but I am curious if you feel like you're seeing progress for women as you are inside the music industry doing it, you know, like making those conscious decisions to present yourself, present your music, be a woman in music in a particular way where you want to be respected in the way that you present yourself. Do you feel like you're seeing the needle move for women in the industry?
I actually think so. I actually think that we're being more and more represented, you know, and there's more diversity of, you know, women doing different things for different reasons, you know, in metal, and a lot of women putting a lot of truthful, well constructed, whatever type of art in the world. And it's not really about how much skin they're showing or not. You can kind of see through the women that really mean it, or some projects that are just made, some guy thought it's a good idea for them to show the boobs, and then they're like underpaid, and then they're like, yeah, I mean, that is the whole shit show. It still happens. I think there's a big name out there where there's a big shit show happening around that right now.
Does it frustrate you to see women still like feeding that side of the industry? It's like a betrayal a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't want to be against the women who do that.
Right.
I think that the problem is actually the guys behind.
Right.
They're still the biggest problem.
For sure.
And, I mean, I think they have good intentions, right? They're like, I want to, hey, I want to get somewhere, like this is like, I want my career to.
It's been the way to do it for decades, Yeah.
So it's like, I don't judge it, but I do believe that there is way more space for women to put out whatever they want in metal, like sheer numbers. It's ridiculous the amount of bands that you see with women now. And it's still only singers. Like you see more and more instrumentalists, but I would love to see the needle moving in that direction as well. Like that women also get incentivized to play stuff other than singing. This coming from a singer. Yeah. But
I love a badass chick drummer. I'm just going to say it.
There are quite some out there.
I see a baddie on the drums. Yes, queen. Kaylinity just said it, Anchor. Every time I see Anchor and I see that girl on the drums, I'm like, yes, thank you.
She freaking rocks. Yeah.
And the bass player from Phoenix Ashes who...
Yes, Ninka. Yes, Burning Witches, the whole band.
Mm-hmm.
But just like, I don't even know what the question was anymore. If I think that it's moving the needle, if it's getting better for women. I think so. I do believe we need to stand our ground, still, especially when it comes to, I don't know, I don't want to get into like deep details of industry stuff, but if you're talking about like getting women to do certain projects or something, it always seems like it's the girls getting sort of scammed into something. Not even scammed, but like not treated eye to eye. And I'm like, would you do that to a guy? I always wonder.
Right.
So would that be the negotiation technique if it was a guy? I just wonder.
Right.
So it's like, yeah.
When you think about even like on the pop star side of things, it's mostly women that have been outspoken about their struggles with having these shitty record deals for 20 years and struggling to earn back the rights to their own fucking music that they wrote and performed and made popular, and all these people that made fucking money off of their backs and they don't even have the rights to that music. It's always women.
Yeah, I mean, you do have the occasional Backstreet Boys back then.
Yeah.
But it's like mostly women.
Yeah.
And that just makes me, that Malik is saying, like,
did anyone get a good deal?
Anyone get a good deal? But I do believe that, I think Malik knows exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want to get into details.
Yeah, I get that. We don't have to get into details.
But sometimes I'm like, is it how it is with, like, it would be the same if I were a guy or,
Right. Probably not. Let's be honest. No. I mean, probably not.
I am happy in general that lots of women are showing up and doing an amazing job in the music industry. Like if you look at, I think I went to a Wacken edition some years ago, I think when we played there with Exit Eden, and there was like this picture of like all the legends of Wacken or something like that. And there was just like, one woman, Doro Pash. And I was like, why? I was thinking like, really? It was nobody, no one, no woman. There was no space for women. And that year I counted how many women I saw on stage, including us. Okay. So we were already 3. Yay.
Wow.
Like that ramped up the number. And I think I saw 4 was like the guitarist of Alice Cooper, or Five, maybe some other band that I saw. I'm not saying the whole festival, but like I was there for a whole day and a half or something. Maybe I saw like 5 or 6 women on stage the whole festival. So I was thinking, I even told Malik, I believe back then, I was like, this is unbelievable.
It's crazy.
It's just, wow, how can it be? And it's becoming more. It's becoming more. But I mean, is the goal to be 50-50? That's not the goal. I just think it's important that, you know, women do have the same treatment and the same,
For sure.
believability in the scene. And I think that's happening. I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, I look at, you know, I'm looking at Tatiana, you know, Courtney LaPlante, Maria Brink, Lizzie Hale. I mean,
Jesus.
blazing trails for us, you know. I mean, Spirit Box has to be one of like the biggest metalcore successes for women. Like Ginger is huge, but not mainstream. Courtney is like, she's up for Grammys this year.
She is making that bridge, and also the whole fashion approach that she brings. You know, not that Tatiana doesn't do that, but she does that in a more mainstream way.
Right. Yes.
You know, with the designers and stuff, and I really dig that. I think that's really cool, and that's blazing trails. Exactly.
I love it.
And it's like you don't have to necessarily only scream or like act like a man on stage. You can also be very feminine and still stand up for women and represent strong women.
Exactly. I need to know, before we get into these reacts, what are like your daily drivers for music? Like if you hopped in your car right now and you're driving somewhere, what are you playing to get you there?
Oh my God.
Do you listen to music when you drive?
No.
What?
I don't drive at the moment. I don't drive at the moment.
Oh, you don't drive. Okay.
No, but it's, let's say like like going on a walk, like I need to go
walking to the bus. I don't know, riding your bike.
I've been actually only exclusively listening to I cannot say a lot about this, but I've been listening to a specific set that I'm practicing.
Yeah.
I've been listening to that almost exclusively.
You're a workaholic.
Yes, I'm a workaholic. But I must say the last thing that I was obsessed with was, I had a K-pop moment, I'm going to be honest with you. I love the Lisa's album.
Okay.
I love that. Like Rockstar, great track. That one with the Doja Cat and like, you got just a little bit of the made you a believer. What's that?
I've only heard it in passing.
To be born again, babe. Yeah, Born Again. That's the name of the song.
Nice.
Yeah, like that kind of shit. I love it. I mean, there's a lot of good production there.
So do you feel that like you're constantly going through phases of genres that you listen to and you don't really stick into one area?
Nope. I don't. I have some moments that I'm only listening to, like, I don't know, I was listening to Lorna Shore at the gym on repeat.
Okay.
Or, you know, and then it was North Lane again. And then, you know, whatever band that releases something, I'm like, oh, nice. And I'm like, then I go, you know, I get reminded of their existence. And then.
How heavy do you typically go? Is Lorna Shore about like the heaviest that you're into? That's pretty heavy.
Yeah, I think so. I don't go for the super extreme heavy stuff because I'm still into good melody.
Okay. How do we feel about new metal?
Love it.
Love new metal. Any new metal bands this year that you like?
Are there any new metal bands?
Okay, I had a feeling you were going to say that because you're friends with Malik. So,
oh, like that. You call them new metal?
Okay. No. What about Villanova? Do you know Villanova?
I do know them. They're pretty cool.
They're pretty cool. Have you heard any of their stuff from this year? Because that is on my list as a potential to show you.
I don't know if it was this year or last year.
Okay.
I did hear something.
Okay. Because I have a couple different ways we can go. I have a couple links. So I think we're gonna do Via Nova, and then I feel like we should do some women fronted metal.
I think so too. I think that's only fair.
Okay, let me ask. Have you heard of the band Calva Louise?
No.
Okay, we're doing that one for sure. Have you heard of the band Not Enough Space?
Yes.
Okay.
From Florida.
Yes. The only good thing happening in Florida right now is Not Enough Space. So, okay, so you at least know them. Okay, so we can skip that one. Do you know Cenobia?
No.
Okay. My community knows all of these, so I'm sure they'll be excited. Hi, friends. Unfortunately, I can't post all 3 reactions due to copyright restrictions. So if you want to see the cut down reactions, go ahead and follow me on TikTok or Instagram, or you can look in my shorts. Luckily, Calva Louise does allow collaborations with their music, so I will go ahead and keep that reaction in the video, and you can also follow me on Patreon for more unedited content. There it is! Via Nova, everybody!
Oh my god!
Yeah, really.
What was that scream in the end?
I have no clue what they're doing.
That touched my heart. I mean, the whole song, is it a song? I don't even know if it's a song. I can't even recognize one pattern into it. It's cool though. It's creative. It's brutal as fuck.
Right.
And those screams are just ridiculous. Like, what's the range of that scream? Like, it goes from the disgusting low.
All right, I gotta hit you with some Calva Louise. I'll just tell you that, first of all, I think this band is going to be huge. Like, if I'm being honest, I think it's crazy that they're not already. I did a deep dive, or a shallow dive really, on the lead singer of this band. Where's she from? Caracas. She's from Caracas, and
Venezuela.
Yep. And she moved from there to France, went to a conservatory school, then to the UK. So she's also very well traveled, completely self-taught musician, keyboard player, guitar player, singer, harsh vocal screamer, and she's incredible. Not only that, but she is also their video editor. She comes up with the concepts, which are usually sci-fi themed, almost like little movies for their music videos, and she edits everything herself. She learned all the special effects herself. She is one of the most talented women that I know that's out there doing this.
Cool.
And most of the videos are shot in her apartment. This one is definitely shot in her apartment. So
okay, cool. Props for creativity. I love it. All right, this shit's cool. This shit is really cool. It sounded like Marina and the Diamonds on LSD and metal. Like,
yep,
I like that shit. Like, I also agree if they end up, getting picked by
the algorithm or whatever,
it will go wild. Like, this has potential to really be huge. Yeah, really. Because
Yes.
it's such a strong concept. It's so weird. It's so different, and it's
It's
it just stands
insane.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
really, really talented.
This is really creative shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and like very inspiring as a woman. I mean, like just as a
Works, yeah.
person, like having been like
Yeah.
traveled the world to try to like pursue this dream and learning everything by herself, completely self-taught musician.
Hey, I stopped with singing. Props to her.
And they also, I always have to talk about this because so she plays the guitar and she plays the piano at their shows. So she has this piano that specifically for this song, it slides out, like it's on a slide. So she hits the slide, it slides out, she does the solo, then she whaps it back in and it slides away and she pulls the guitar back out and goes back to soloing.
So cool.
Like,
That is so cool.
oh,
That is super cool.
she's just the coolest person ever.
She's super cool. No, I believe so. I think like that's a great style. Like I wouldn't even try to do that stuff because it would not work.
Yep.
But like she's just one of those people that I'm glad she's being herself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because like the world can benefit from her being herself. Thank you, whoever you are.
1,000%. Jess. Thank you, Jess.
Thank you, Jess.
But again, thank you so much, Marina, for doing this with me. I know streams are always these very long, taxing things, and I
But it's
feel
fun. No, it's not taxing. I mean, it's kind of concentration taxing, but
yes,
it's also fun. So, in all honesty, we can do this again.
that would be so
Let's
fun.
do this again.
We should do it again. I know that Malik and Kim have been wanting to come on with you, so maybe we can do something like that. That would be really cool.
We could.
And our conversation was absolutely amazing, as I knew it would be as a fellow vocal nerd. So thank you for entertaining all my questions.
We could have nerded out for way longer.
Way longer.
We're trying to be not too uninteresting.
Yes. Do you have any projects going on right now that we didn't just talk about or that we did that you want to elaborate on that you'd like to promote?
I do, but I can't.
Oh, come on! What the heck?
Yeah. No, I do have something coming up, and it's been cooking for a little while, but I am not allowed to mention anything. So,
sorry, guys. I tried.
Soon.
I tried.
I mean, if you guys are interested in my, my stuff, if you can, interested in hear me sing, then you're welcome to follow me on my socials and stuff, because possibly soon enough, I'm going to be talking more extensively about, future projects.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. I like what you're doing there. It's a smart move.
That's a smart move. It's like total hype, and say nothing.
If you are not a part of Marina's Patreon, there's a link right here. I just posted in chat, so feel free to go join there. There's going to be some additional content that we're going to shoot after this that's going to be specifically for Patreon. So get in there if you want to see it. I'm going to be asking her some very personal questions. We're going to do a little speed round. So
yes. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, for plugging my Patreon. That's we gotta. Yeah, we're here. We're here for that.
All right, I'm gonna rate us out now. Everybody, have a great day. Thank you for hanging out. We'll see you next time.
Thank you so much. See you next
later.
time. Bye.